Okay. So I came up with this question while I was making breakfast, I'm pretty sure. And I think it is a potentially very delightful question. So the pregame question for today is, if your character had a successful YouTube channel, what would it be about?
I feel like Evelyn should take this first.
Because Evelyn almost certainly does have a successful YouTube channel.
Yeah, like not even outside of canon. It's a thing already.
Everyone knows that Evelyn is a Let's Player, and she probably also does walkthrough. She does closet haul videos as well, where she just comes home and unboxes all the stuff she got from the outlets.
Yeah. Now, does when Evelyn does Let's Play videos, does it focus on does she focus on speed running, or is it like a comedy commentary, or is she doing like deep lore analysis?
I think it depends on Evelyn's like attention span. Like, I think she starts all of them with the intention of, yeah, let's dig into this awesome game, and then she'll see something that reminds her of something else, and she'll go on like a 45-minute rant about how like all guys are trash.
Excellent.
And then she'll be like, oh, wait, we're still playing a game. So sorry about that, everyone. And she'll go back to it.
Now, this is very important to me. Do all of Evelyn's like followers know every detail of her personal life?
Mm-hmm. Evelyn actually held a subathon after Knox broke up with her because the donations made her feel better. She crowdsourced donations to make her feel better after her breakup.
Good. Hey, Lindsay, put that outside. Okay, that's fantastic. Morgan, I would love to know if you had a successful YouTube channel, what Ruda's channel would be. Can you let Kevin in?
So his YouTube channel exists, and it is populated by about 10 billion followers.
Okay. Because of his wrestling persona?
Yeah, of course, because of the notoriety. But it's all about superheroes.
Okay, excellent. Is this does he have one of those channels that's kind of like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of thing, where he watches terrible old superhero movies?
No, because he takes superhero movies very seriously.
Okay, so he does deep lore analysis of superhero movies.
Yeah, everything you said was correct except for the.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be like that Comics Explained channel.
So Kevin, the question for today, and I'm very interested to hear what your answer is. The question for today's game is, if your character had a successful YouTube channel, what would it be about? The answer so far, Evelyn's is a Let's Play channel where she vents all of her personal life, and every one of her followers knows every detail about her personal life.
Mine is I have an idea. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
Mine is like a how-to channel where I go into like incredible detail, technical detail, except for the fact that like it's just really poorly shot. It's like how does he know so much about like robots, but he doesn't know what mic?
I love it. That's very good. Okay. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. All right. So, in this future, the network, is used as several things. One of which is being like, the super internet, basically. So I think that Roy, all of the children of Mendenshire actually already have one of their own personal live broadcasted channels like this. but it was used as a control mechanism to implant ideas into their head. It presents itself as one of those binaural beats calming ambient music channels, but actually it's giving assassins commands. Roy has repurposed the one that was designed for him and has made it almost into like a telescope, the way that like SETI uses its telescopes to analyze radio frequencies in the universe. He uses his channel to see if there's anything else like him out there. He has not gotten any hits yet. He also has no followers.
Excellent. I like to imagine that he has like,
but several views. There are lots of views.
I like to imagine that he has 10,000 videos that he's put up and 0 followers.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to know Mate's answer.
Okay, so I'm gonna steal a little bit of the heat from Roy for knowing a little bit about how the network handles information on the internet. I think for a while.
I want to clarify one thing there. So I thought this was a really cool idea when I was making the setting to name the robot conglomerate the network. And it did not occur to me until much later that it would be very confusing about the fact that there is also an actual internet. So
yes.
So the network.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about how that goes.
The hive mind AI and the internet is just the internet.
Okay.
I think
so when I was saying network,
no. You should call it. There's the network, and then their version of the internet is called network.
God, no. Actually, I
was using network with a little n then when I was talking.
Okay, good, perfect. I think that the official. Oh no, this is very good. It's the web work. Work is the official technical term for the internet. So yes, mate.
Okay, so Mate has about 5,000 unlisted videos sitting in their YouTube playlist, and all of those videos are true crime videos that were self-shot. From all the things that Mate stole.
Does Mate have a snuff vault?
No, it's just like petty crimes, but Mate never learned to discern between true crime that way and thinks that true crimes are just crimes that people commit that they admit to.
Oh, that's wonderful. So one of Mate's true crime videos is just Evelyn talking about all the places she illegally graffitied.
Yes.
Excellent.
Fantastic. But all those videos are unlisted because Mate hasn't figured out how to update. Yeah. Mate is constantly recording everything that we do.
Okay. Camera quickly shuts off.
And as a quick aside, because I feel like that's a bit of interesting storytelling, all of that still has the ability to be sent back to the network. That was never shut off.
Okay. This is very important to me.
So the network could potentially get, just have knowledge of everything we've done. Because there's definitely some crime in there.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Well, that's why it's in the true crime folder.
Wait.
Word.
I have a question. If the network follows you, is that 1 view or 1 trillion?
Okay, see, it's 1 user for 1 trillion.
1 user, but it's 1 trillion users. So that's the problem. Mate has a ton of followers, but they're all networked machines. So the numbers are very deflated.
Oh my god. Okay. That's very good. How many comments does Mate get on average on a video?
Some videos have to be shut down because they seem like they're fraudulent. Like the ones Mate can actually get uploaded that aren't just showing as unlisted or private can get upwards of 20,000 to 2 million comments.
Excellent.
But most of them are in like ASCII. Okay, that's excellent. That was I'm really glad I asked that question.
when I was
that was an
trying
awesome question.
When I was trying to think about what kind of how to start today's game off, I wanted to do a pregame question that would be like very serious and poignant to like the level that you guys are about to go into, and then I came up with that one. I was like, no, that should be better. Okay. So last game, which was like a month ago, you guys were trying to get into the tower. Now, things you know about the tower. Esper's father was presumably at the tower. That is like his last known location. And his mech is in the middle of this courtyard and is pretty busted up. You also know that did I say that the tower was manned by Red Corp?
I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure you did.
You probably did, yeah.
Good. I wasn't sure if that was if I said something else that was hinting at that, or if I officially said it, and it would be very embarrassing if I didn't say it and then I just dropped it here. But yes, the tower is owned and operated by Red Corp, and the tower has been kidnapping network terminals. And
yeah, that was the connection to Red Corp that we were aware of, because we were told that by the robots in the village.
Yeah. I believe they also showed you a video of them taking one of the terminals, and they threw them into a bus that had the Red logo on it. So you know all of those things. The building has a fairly wide ground floor, and then a very long, thin tower in the center that is all glass and has an elevator in the middle of it that goes up for like 200 feet, maybe like 20 stories up, to another very large floor on the top that has these 4 like pylons coming off of it that simultaneously generates a very strong electrical field and is a very strong electrical generator that powers the facility as a whole. You guys tried getting in there, but I think if you guys got too close to it, you got shocked, and
if we tried to get too close to it, we get shocked. If we tried to penetrate it, it bounces off. Like, it seems to be physically impervious.
Yeah, it's just got very thick, like steel plating around it, basically. Yes, and the only other thing of note, which you can see on the map here, that I think you guys are still all on, is that there are 2 buildings that kind of press up against the main ground floor complex. There is one building that is a parking garage and one building that is a hangar. You can tell them just based on, like, the parking garage has that thing that parking garages have where, like, they're all like half walls, so you can like see where the ramps are and stuff like that. And you can see some cars still parked in there. And then the hangar is obviously a hangar because it's got a landing strip comes up to it and stuff.
So if I remember correctly, so at first I tried to put a hard light object spear into one of the generators up at the top, and it barely made a scratch. Then Avalon tried to get close to it, and she was the one that got shocked.
That's right.
And then Ruda started walking down and towards the middle bay, and I think he was the first one to, like, correct me if I'm wrong, to see the I don't know, fucking Barbatos.
I don't think I would get shocked. I mean, I would get shocked, but I don't think that would kill me.
No, it probably
It didn't
wouldn't.
kill Avalyn. It just kind of frazzled her a little bit.
Yeah. But also, the thing has a very thick shell around it, right. So even if you got up there, you probably couldn't just slimer your way into it.
Great.
So
wait,
yeah,
I can't remember. Did we open, or did anyone try to open the cockpit on the mech, or had we not gotten there?
Okay. I think that was going to be the next move. Roy wants to walk in near where Ruda is, but I don't want to get in the way of storytelling first.
Sure. Yeah, I was just going to say, I think that Ruda, like you said, took the lead and started heading in. So let's go ahead and say that Roy has gone in with him. I don't know where my Esperez is, but I might have to grab one. But yeah, so who is going in and what is happening with Esperez?
I thought Esperez was with us.
He is with you.
I think that he is probably down still on the outside, along with all the other folks. I feel like Roy would walk into the the parking lot area. Ruda will already have been there, and correct me if I'm wrong, Morgan, but I think upon seeing a giant murder scene of robots and centuries, and then an actual giant robot, Ruda would be fawning over just the impressiveness of the metal muscles he sees.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's pretty astonished that things that make beeps and boops can be that dangerous. He just doesn't understand it.
Roy is actually in a similar position to Ruda, but he's looking in awe. Not in the same kind of, oh man, this is so cool, but Roy is looking at the scene of carnage in a sense of both, he's never seen such what seems like robot or mechanical on mechanical violence before.
Mm-hmm.
But also he hasn't seen anything that has a bipedal human form be as large as this thing. So he's kind of just wow, is this what we truly are? Is that what I am?
Yeah. I am trying to
He's seen this thing before, but I think this thing is not as big as this guy. Same with this guy.
Yeah, it's a very big mech. This was back when we were doing the. Okay, yeah, I lost what the names of these two bots were. I thought that we wrote them down.
Isn't one of the ones that met us?
Okay, so.
Roy is also very concerned for Mate now.
Okay.
Because the robot, the mechanical on mechanical violence is new, and he hadn't considered that when we left Mate with
sure. Okay, so I totally forgot to make a character sheet for my temporary character, but it is going to be Bigsby and B9, I think. Yeah, I don't remember what all of them were, but I think that Bigsby and B9 are these two.
Yeah, I could have sworn that DV was the one that had been taken, right?
That one I do know, yes.
Yeah, DV was taken. KR6 is the giant eye robot reconnaissance thing that looks like the Technodrome. So I know Bixby. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's B9, and then the other dude is Pascal.
Oh, Bigsby and Pascal.
What's the name?
Okay, you're right. Yes, wonderful. Thank you. Oh man, it is. I have.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I've also been playing Warhammer, between then and now.
Oh yeah.
And putting in a lot of Warhammer sprites and scenery and stuff like that. So my art library right now is just full of Warhammer, and I'm really struggling to find
space fascism.
A lot of orcs and chainsaw guns.
Everything in that universe is so chunky.
I'm sorry. I need to take a brief break to show you guys the sprite that that Kevin requested the other day. That is the most horrible thing I've created in my lifetime. It is a thing of pure evil. Let's see. Did I have it in this folder? Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm dropping it right here in the middle. It's probably going to be huge. And yeah, there we go.
Yeah. I don't like that one bit.
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
So evil.
Like, it's just Haley Joel Osment in Warhammer armor.
Oh no.
That's not cool.
Oh no.
Oh god, it's so good.
Thing that should not be. Abomination.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, well, so now you guys know what you're missing out on in our Warhammer games.
So I'm really hoping that you get that modeled and you just make that and you throw that on a table.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see how people react to that.
Oh god. You needed to move slightly.
Oh no. Okay. So
oddly enough, not enough zippers.
Okay, so I'm going to put together a character sheet for Bigsby and Pascal. I'm working on that currently.
Are they going to have two separate character sheets, or are they going to share like a move pool?
So I'm putting. So I'm filling out the character sheet for Bigsby and Pascal right now, and I'm putting the high concept as buddy cops but robot. Okay. So why don't you guys tell me what you're doing while I fill this out?
I think last time I was trying to get to like a vantage point for sniping, right? That's what I remember.
I think that you were shooting from Avalon's helicopter, but that was back when you guys were trying to get into the straight into the top floor, and that failed.
I mean, we didn't try opening fire on it from everything, but
yeah.
I mean, we might. That might be a case of destroying the lockbox and destroying its contents. So,
sure.
I feel like Roy would probably send a message to the rest of the crew that they need to come see what is in here more closely, so that we can evaluate what to do and how to move forward. Because it appears this place is impenetrable from the outside.
Well, except for the big main door.
Yeah. We haven't tried the super obvious thing, but I am not going to volunteer for the super obvious thing. I'd say we use Operation Get Behind the Robot.
It feels like going through the front door. It has a little facial recognition thing.
Yeah.
Social or analyze.
Okay, so things to point out here, because this is not a very accurate drawing on the map, as you might expect. So there's a front door that's just a big sliding glass-ish door, probably transparent steel. Just knowing them. Yeah, transparent steel. It's like glass, but steel.
Yeah, we've encountered it before.
For the front door. There appear to be two other ways in. The parking garage and the hangar both have hallways that lead from them into the main building. So I'll draw those in.
Can we pause for 5 minutes and Ace's computer just shut off?
Oh no.
I mean, it's back on now and she's getting back on to everything, but need a minute.
Okay. Well, while you guys figure that out, I'm just gonna keep talking with people and kind of walking them through what the situation is.
Oh,
Word.
Oh yeah, Kevin.
And I saw it on your Instagram and Amber Ramirez's Instagram, but like, oh, it's so cool. I like that. It plays well with what you already
It
got.
really does. The colors complement, and also it just looks real good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So, to answer the question about there only being like the one obvious entrance, there is the front door, and then there are two like side doors, which would involve going in through either the parking garage or the hangar. Now that we've laid that out, who is doing things to start? I think Ruda, you were the one who got impatient and headed into the courtyard first, so I think you should take the lead.
Yeah, Ruda's definitely checking out the area. He's in there already with Roy. And I think that after seeing the shield stuff, I think he's a little stumped on how to, because I would assume, Ruda would assume that you can't get in through the front door.
In the transparent steel.
Yep.
Funny enough, we actually have seen this stuff get cut, so we know that we can get through this. Hakamaru, he cut out of it when we were in the Sport Riot base. So if we have a blade that's sharp enough, or you have a blade on your mech, you could probably use that to carve out an entrance.
No, I mean, you should absolutely try that. I will say, so Hyakamaru's weapon is called a monomolecular blade, and Avalyn also has a monomolecular blade, but hers is an Aelfin made.
Ah.
Funny that Ruda's isn't.
Well, yeah, Ruda's has a very good sword, and Ruda's mech has a very good sword, but they are like standard builds, and Avalyn's, yeah, I mean, she has one that is the host of like an ancient Aelfin hero because of that thing she did.
Oh, and that's
she fucking earned that knife.
Yes, she did. And
Okay.
I think Avalyn is just about back. She's back on Roll 20, about to get on Discord in a minute.
Okay, cool. So,
Yeah, what crosses Ruda's mind is to try his huge sword with Jagara also trying her huge sword at the same time.
Roy is transfixed by the mech. Like, he's walking toward it almost like the way some person seeing a supernatural thing for the first time, or like seeing their god would be transfixed. It's like wide-eyed, looking up, slowly walking toward.
Complete disregard for every single facet of the outside world.
Yeah.
Transfixed.
Which is weird for Roy. Very weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the rest of the people should come in from out here.
Okay.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to grab the ship.
So,
I didn't know I could grab the ship. Whoa!
I think all of your
Let's ram the ship into the building.
most of the sprites are free for everyone to manipulate.
Oh, okay.
The exception is probably Bigsby and Pascal, and I will fix that right now.
DM, I have a question.
Yes.
Jagara has an aspect mangled right arm. We fixed it, right?
Yeah, that would have been fixed by now. So you can remove that. You select a token. I am okay. So, Ruda, your swords are, your sword puts a dent in it. But it is, I mean, it's like inch thick steel essentially. So you're not clefting it in twain. But you did put a solid dent in it. And then Jagara, I think it's kind of a pity because I would love to say that we just wait for Avalyn to come in and slice it to pieces with her monomolecular blade, but Jagara's like massive bulk is able to smash right through this. This is not impenetrable.
Like, feels like we probably would have been better to have Avalon slice and dice like gingerly.
It would have been quieter.
It would have been quieter. Yep.
Okay. So
you're not quiet though.
So Roy is investigating this thing, fascinated. Is there anything in particular you want to do?
Yes. I want to see what kind of interaction my my suit, which was like a transformation of the mag platform, what if there's any software interaction or like handshake routine or boot up sequence that I could initiate with this thing. Roy's trying to talk to it.
Yeah, sure. So you will be able to. It is made with it's made with galactic standard tech. It does not have a true AI. It has a computer, just like a regular computer inside of it. So if you run commands, or I mean, think of it like a terminal in Fallout. Like there are some, like, you can type in a question and it will like respond, but it is not.
Two follow-ups.
Sure.
Does it have any power, or what is its power level? Ability to run.
Yeah, so its power level is medium low currently. It has been running on just minimal reserves, so it has not been burning much power since it went down.
Okay. Last or second, I would want to see if I can open any kind of cockpit the machine has.
So, do a hardware check for me. I would accept either hardware or piloting.
Fuck. Well, let's hope that my rolls are good again in this game. Hey, not bad.
Yeah, that's decent.
Okay.
I have a 1, by the way, in hardware.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Geez, yeah, that's very good. Okay, so you what you're able to figure out is there is in a standard mech design like this is considered a tier 3 walker. So a tier 1 is just a little bit bigger than your like mobile flying armor thing. Tier 1 is what Ruda has. It is like 10 feet tall. A tier 2 is like 15 to 20 feet tall. It is getting into a tier 2 is about the size of like a car. And a tier 3 is like the size of a semi truck if you stood it up on its end. So
what was tier 1 again?
Tier 1's 10 feet tall. Tier 2 is what, 30 feet tall?
Tier 1 is like 10 feet tall. Tier 2 is like 18 feet tall on average, and tier 3 is like 30. So yeah. So what you know is that with a standard Imperial mech design like this, there should be a door release handle, essentially, like a lever that you can pull that will pop open the cockpit. And that is on this mech here. It is right below like the air quote head's chin. But whatever combat this thing got into mashed its head down into its chest and has smushed that whole lever thing shut. So you're not going to be able to get to it with the lever. What you might be able to do is you might be able to convince the onboard computer to open the door for you. You could try a software roll.
Yeah, I would like to do that. But I was wondering what would be more effective, doing it that way, or since it's been damaged, trying to force it open with a hard light object that I insert in a small space and then expand.
You could do either.
I'm terrified of Roy.
Roy uses that power more liberally than it was intended to be used, but I think it's storytelling, and I think it's fitting for Roy's character because Roy is the Summer Glau of our show.
Oh yeah,
That's a funny reference. That makes sense though. All right, I think I'll do the software method because I don't want to damage it any more than it's already been
more than it already is.
Yeah. All right, let me roll back up to that.
Hey, that is definitely enough. So you convinced you basically are able to log in and convince the computer to let you that you are the pilot and to open up the door. There is a pretty grisly sight inside.
I figured as much.
So it looks like in whatever conflict ultimately took this thing down, it ended up getting some kind of probably not a projectile, probably either a bladed or piercing weapon cut through the torso and into the cockpit. So about half of the cockpit controls are destroyed, and in the chair there is an individual, and the individual is fairly decomposed. It's not a great smell, and it's not a great sight. And also, the individual was stabbed with what appears to be a mech-sized knife, and so is kind of just I think his one of his shoulders is intact, and one of his legs is intact, and the rest of him is just a big mess.
Yeesh.
So, this raises the question, who's watching the boy?
Yeah, Esperez, you mean?
Yeah. I feel like the natural thing is either Avalon or Anwar. Aeneas, do you have an opinion?
You're muted, baby. She was talking. I'm assuming you hear her over my microphone a little bit.
Yeah, me and Anwar are watching Esperez.
Okay.
Can you hear that?
Okay, cool. So, I mean, this answers the question that you originally came here for, which is what happened to Esperez's dad. That's presumably his dad, assuming he was the one that was piloting his own mech. How do you guys want to handle this?
Do we bury him?
Well, I think before you bury him, you should probably start by deciding whether you're going to tell the kid.
We should just open up a hole in the ground and just dump the body right in it.
Dump the hole in there.
Oh.
Prefers the rip the band-aid off method. We should just call in Avalon and Anwar and be like, hey, can you we've made some progress on the investigation, and we think Esperez needs to come in here and see what we found.
Avalon?
Yeah, sure. Avalon sets him loose.
Do you go with him?
Nah, something about Roy's tone told Avalon she did not want to see what was in there.
Excellent. Anwar goes with him, and Anwar is, I think Anwar is holding his hand while they walk over, because Esperez is naturally kind of nervous. They walk up to the foot of the mech. Esperez, I think you can see that he's getting ready for what he might see, considering the number of dead and mangled soldiers and mechs in the area. Roy, what would you do?
Can you repeat that last sentence? Sorry, I was reading about the sentient armor gravity suit, so I missed that.
Because of the number of dead people and mangled suits of power armor and mechs in the area, Esperez he looks like he's kind of stealing himself, but he has walked up. What do you do?
Looks at Esperez and says, I believe we may have a positive identification of our investigation target.
Yeah.
Proceed in this direction around to the front of the large mechanical being. And please confirm.
Yeah. I mean, so Anwar is definitely gripping his hand pretty tight as they walk around to the front and look into the open cockpit. And Esperez, he covers his mouth and there's a little gasp of shock. And then you can tell that he is not enthusiastic about this, but he takes a swallow and grits himself and steps inside to push the corpse's head back so he can get a good look at the face. And then he steps back and curls up on the ground, rocking back and forth against the foot of the mech. Yeah.
I need to pick up a cat after that. Sorry.
Yeah, Roy's being a total Vulcan about this, and it's just like, your tears are illogical. We found the target of the investigation. What did you expect to occur?
Yeah, I think he takes a deep breath and he says, thank you. I knew what we were probably going to find, and you did a good job. Thank you. I need a second. What?
Do you require assistance?
I need to know what killed him. And I need to pay them back.
We can possibly review records maintained by the machine. However, this will require the movement of the corpse.
Oh gosh, I thought Roy was just gonna go like point to the giant gaping hole and be like, that's it. That's our investigation.
Okay. So
cursory examination of the object does reveal that it is likely that cause of death was due to this point of damage. However, the sentient armor gravity suit will allow me to access certain systems of this machine which may currently be offline.
Yeah. He takes a deep shuddering breath and he says, okay, if can you get him out of there? Get as much of him as you can out of there, and I guess we can bury him while you do that.
Certainly, I will endeavor to acquire all particles of the former being that resided in this vehicle.
Yeah, thank you. And I think him and Anwar head back to Avalon, where he is going to need to have a good cry on Avalon's shoulder before any more addressing of what to do from here.
Okay.
I just need to note that Evelyn gives him like a really awkward pat, like there, but she keeps like pushing him ever so slightly, like
Is
this
Evelyn
is good
not-
material,
Hold on,
and you are
hold
gonna
on.
get tears on my silk.
Hold on. Because one of two things is true given this statement. One is that Evelyn is not good with emotions, which is demonstrably untrue. And the other is that Evelyn's not good with kids. Is that what's happening?
It's that she's not good with kids, and I think she's also just like not prepared to deal with watching somebody lose both of their parents. She's like, I went through this, so I don't have to watch other people go through this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Esperance is going through like the same character arc that Evelyn's went through early in life. So I
Yeah.
imagine that this is like traumatic to her as well.
I'm basically
not just
watching Esperez live my life.
Oh,
and
no,
it's
Is
breaking
this,
my heart.
Is this Amil's time to shine?
I'm not expecting Amil to be the voice of humanity here, but go for it.
Hey man, we're a ragtag bunch. Shit.
I go up to Esperez and I go, it is okay.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
the best talk.
he begins wailing even louder, and but here's what happens. He begins wailing even louder, and then wraps his arms around you and is like squeezing you very tightly, which I imagine is a little bit cute because you're kind of like one of those like rubber dolls that you squeeze them and they go. Yeah. And it is a little bit uncomfortable because you can definitely tell as he's hugging you that you can like feel where he has all those guns strapped under his jacket.
I go, you are okay.
Okay.
You will be.
So that happens for a while. We're going to shift away from that. Ruda, you have successfully gotten the door. You've successfully gotten the doily open. What do you do now?
I'm gonna call everybody over.
Okay,
He's just kind of like ignoring what's going on with this.
I don't think
like,
everyone is
crying
coming
scene.
over because half of the party is comforting a crying child. One of them is doing some hacking. What are Bigsby and Pascal doing, mate? Mike?
So
Fucking.
yeah, I think Bixby is kind of taken aback by what they witness, at least from where they are and what their scans are indicating is inside the robot. And is going to make their way over to Esperez and reach inside one of his consoles, like his console pockets, and produce a bunch of chocolate and just go like, well, I learned
Thank you, chocolate
a long
man.
time ago that this is actually good for you. So I have no use for it. You should have it.
Hey. No, Mike, no. This is extremely important. How long has Pascal been carrying that chocolate?
All right, let's
looking like the Queen's chocolate from World War II.
let's I mean, how long do military rations last for?
Is it military rations or is it chocolate? Because chocolate is not military rations.
Bixby thinks it's chocolate.
Hold on. I think we have to measure this chocolate in terms of how many crits fill up.
Oh God. Okay. You give it.
No.
Should we roll to see if he gets sick?
Oh my god. Can a robot get sick?
Okay.
Oh,
So,
first was chocolate. That was the first thing that popped up.
I want you to know.
That man is making men.
Oh no, awful. Okay, I want you to know.
Oh wow, that's a pretty good gift.
I'm gonna
First
taste
thing to
your
pop up was
chocolate. He takes your chocolate and he says, "Yeah, this will probably make me feel better. I always liked chocolate when I was sad." And then he takes a bite out of it. He goes, "It tastes like sadness."
No, actually, can we roll to see if it actually tastes good? I'd like to leave that up to chance.
No. I love that we're rolling for it because no person involved right now knows what this substance is. So,
no.
I think.
Why is he hating him?
We need to roll. I think we need to roll 2d6 on tastiness. Do a tastiness roll.
What am I rolling? 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Yo, that's maximum tasty.
This is some gourmet shit.
This is literally like
Okay, so
it's dark chocolate from some like lost sector that like no longer produces chocolate but is like vintage.
It's from Space Belgium.
Yes.
Space Belgium, yeah.
Okay.
And there's really no real reason that Bixby should have this.
Best
But Bixby
chocolate and
has
waffles.
just had this for a long time.
No, I love it. And it is amazingly, this is a particular blend of chocolate that is made in, as you said, a since lost region that ages like wine. And it turns out that Bixby's like tummy compartment has the exact humidity and temperature of a cellar. It is perfectly aged.
It's like the perfect humidor. This is great.
This is the you do deserve this giant Toblerone.
Just handed him just a giant stick of chocolate. And it's just like,
Try
yeah,
this trough and
Jesus
shoot.
Christ, this is so tonally incongruent. Fuck.
Also, per mate's request, Bixby takes a picture without saying anything to Esperez as he bites into the chocolate and just emails it to him.
Excellent. Okay.
On the other hand, Pascal is he's the straight man, so he headed inside to go and investigate the robot scene and wanted to check the cockpit and maybe I'm not sure kind of like what skills you've provided to either of them, but is there any kind of like investigatory stuff that Pascal can do?
I have filled out their skills. I have not filled out aspects or anything yet, but they do have skills.
I want to while this is happening, while the character is being, can I sort of like awkwardly? I'm awkwardly gonna kind of like sidestep over them.
I'm sorry. Could Kevin repeat that? Whatever that was, it came through like real low on the mic. Sorry.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Thank you.
Okay. While the chocolate is being eaten, I'm like awkwardly gonna sidestep over to Evelyn, and I'm gonna ask the question: When do you think is an appropriate time for me to loot the mech?
Pretty much as soon as they turn around, it's fine. As long as they don't notice, it doesn't hurt anybody.
Okay. I'm gonna run back. I'm gonna grab my wrench. Rin, did you hear that? Okay.
Say what?
I'm grabbing my wrench.
What you doing with that wrench?
Oh, I'm gonna disassemble the mech or parts of
Mac.
the one in the center.
No.
You're ruining all of Roy's dreams of being a Gundam pilot.
Roy will shoot you.
All right, so
Roy's looking at this thing as if it's his god. If you approach it with a wrench and about to remove something from it, there'll be a reaction.
Oh. All right. Well, I don't mean to insult Roy.
And Roy's about to get in it to review memory records and try to figure out what happened to Esperez's dad.
Yeah, I would like to think that Pascal is trying to assist with whatever it is that Roy's doing in an effort to be as helpful as possible.
Maybe I could fix it? Question mark?
Now that would be amenable. Like, as long as we're not taking anything off of it or like disassembling it in any way, I don't think Roy would have a problem with that.
I could give a shot at like seeing if I could get this up and running, and then Then Roy could be a mech pilot.
Hey.
Okay. I just got my mic set up, so that will hopefully help.
Brent, I'm rolling a hardware to see if I can repair this robot.
Okay.
Are you and Kevin on the same mic?
Yep, we are now.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah,
like, you
that's
all
very
both
good.
sound exactly the same level. What the hell's going on?
No, it's just Brent got a better mic.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Alright.
oh
Holy
shit!
God damn.
Oh, shit!
That's the highest possible roll.
That is okay, Brent.
So I think its memory
Well,
systems are going to be accessible.
Brent, I think I'm the captain of the ship now, so I'm going to tell you what I do to this mech.
What do you do with this mech?
All right, I want it up and running so well that like it literally like is an extension of Roy's brain if he wants it to be.
Oh shit.
We cannot do that because we've established Roy is not augmented.
And that is the purpose of the sentient armor gravity suit.
I mean,
so it couldn't, it wouldn't be able to interface with Roy's brain directly if Amil wanted to do that, but it would be able to. I imagine if the DM allows it, it should be able to interface with the sentient armor gravity suit. So whatever limitations, it would have additional limitations on it because of that. But
could it also interface indirectly, like Roy puts on like a helmet and it's just sort of like reading the
yeah, you know what?
brain scan?
I was going to say, yeah, I think that Roy would need to be augmented in order to do it like remotely, but I do like the idea of it just being a helmet. Now it's not going to be as tight of a connection as it would be if Roy was augmented, but
and it's a one and not being augmented means it's a one-way connection. So brains like waves that Roy can send to the robot, but the robot cannot affect Roy's biological brain.
Well, that's excellent. Okay. Okay.
unless it's like, I would imagine, unless it's like some sort of catastrophic damage, like a lightning bolt hits it, then that electrical charge would flow through into Roy. If Roy was like in it, I guess.
All right, Roy. Make a note that you have a big Gundam, and we'll figure out how that works later.
Yay! Thanks, Amil.
For the time being,
thanks a million.
Yeah, teamwork.
Roy, you're now your own god.
So
I don't know how Roy would respond to that. Roy would say something like, "What is God?" and then just some massive chest laser would shoot in some direction. Like, oh, fuck.
Okay. So I think that Esperez has calmed down enough that he can make plans about like what to do from here. He wants to do two things. One, Amil, do you have like, this is so gruesome. Do you have like crates in the Galanga?
Crates?
Yeah, like something that you could put cargo in.
Are you talking? Are we talking?
We
body
need to
size?
transport a dead body.
Oh my god! I can make it work.
Okay, this is grisly, but yeah. Oh, by the way,
it's not going to be very dignified or ceremonial.
Yep,
so
he's
I can
aware
like
of that.
Okay, all right. As long as he's aware of that, I will say, I feel like one of the more spiritual people on the. Give like Otema a call and ask Otema, how can we, out of necessity, we have to throw this body in a crate. It's not very dignified. How can we bring some humanity to this?
Okay. Yes, excellent. So, Amil, do you call Otema and ask that?
I will call, and exactly what I just said, I will
Perfect.
ask Otema.
Otema says, wow, okay, that is a lot. All right. here's what you do.
All right.
You're going to take your crate. You're going to. Is there anywhere nearby that you can get some fresh, arable soil? Something that could grow plants. And you look around in the area, and this is an arid area, but not a total desert. So there are like patches of grass.
Well, I feel bad taking this soil out of its natural habitat. I'm taking the available resources from the ecosystem to do this.
Okay. Well, you asked me how to do it properly. Okay. There's another option. I mean, listen. If you can get back to the Gemini, then we could pick up some soil out of the Gemini's thing. We could also probably just whip up a coffin in the like machining lab if we wanted to do it proper. If you're in a hurry and you want to just, pack it up, then
what does the Galanga do with the dead?
The Gemini?
To Gemini, sorry, yeah.
Goo. Like in Waterworld, we put people in goo.
Fertilizer.
Space casket.
Yeah. It's like mulching.
Yeah, if it's a crew member.
With all of their phosphorus into... Why would you...
Oh my god. Okay, so Otema says, all right, you've got two options here. One is you lay him down you fill the crate's bottom layer with some arable soil that you can lay him down into, that will preserve his spiritual essence until we can bury him. The second option is you make a layer of clothing on the bottom to put him on top of. Now you should be aware, nobody can ever wear those clothes again. But if you're not willing to take the soil, then that's your other option, is you make a bed of clothing. Technically, we would prefer to use something that is a sheet or blanket, but since I'm assuming you don't have that, clothing will do as a substitute.
All right. I'm just going to grab a bunch of dirt. We'll grab a bunch of dirt.
Okay. So you guys get a crate and you make a bed of arable soil at the base of the crate, and then you put Duke Lavoie into it.
Oh, that was his name, Duke Lavoie. Sorry, I was writing up his some of the mech stuff on my character sheet, and I couldn't remember his name. Duke Lavoie.
Uh-huh. This thing has a name too. I don't know what it is, but we'll come up with it later.
I've just been referring to it as the Imperial class mech.
Yeah, it is like a it is like a named holy artifact in the Imperium, essentially. It's not one of the big ones, but it is any like military historian would know the name of this device.
Okay.
So let's see. This is going to be under storage, and that is a crate. Okay, so the crate has been resolved and is being stored in the Galanga. Does the Galanga have like a... I was going to ask if it had like a refrigerated area where you could keep it cold, but we're probably past that point. Okay, so here's the next thing. Esperez says, listen, you've solved my initial request, and I will reward you with whatever he promised you originally. I think he said you could keep the mech, and I don't know what else he promised. But do me one more solid.
I think he just I don't think he made like a direct promise. I think he just guaranteed financial support of some kind.
I know he promised that you could keep the mech. So he wants to find what killed his father and maybe get revenge. He at least needs to know what happened. So, Roy, you made a software roll of 12. Is that what happened?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
These fucking rolls, you guys!
Yeah, just wait till we get into a fight.
Yeah, then we'll get all 5s.
Okay, so, software roll of 12. Okay, yeah, so you're able to pull up the recordings from just before, from like the battle that this thing died in, and what you see is the thing that was fighting it was dozens and dozens of smaller mechs, each of which had their cockpits open and nobody inside. And this thing was able to take out several of them. So you actually, watching the recording, you can look around and see in the places where this thing, like, everywhere where it took out a mech, like, that is one of the crushed mechs in the area. But one of them, like, pile drives into the side of it and knocks it off balance just long enough for another one to hammer. So you see these mechs that I have up at the top here. They're standard dual-purpose construction and security mechs, and they have this. Is a pile driver the correct term? It's like a spike that shoots forward with a lot of force. So it did one of those directly into the cockpit. And that is, and then from there, I think. So
the mental picture of this is just this thing going in and out and just stabbing over and over and over again. Yeah. And just Tarantino levels of blood from Duke Lavoie just spraying out of the robot.
Oh my god.
Yeah, pretty horrific. Very, very Evangelion.
No.
I can't find the GIF fast enough.
The other thing to know is that there's a very impressive battle going on where this thing killed like half a dozen very impressive mechs before it went down, as well as now the other thing you see is after it falls, and it is so the pilot is dead and the mech will switch into low energy mode soon, but for the next like several minutes, the cameras continue running, and because it is a very high grade mech, it's not just like one frontal camera. It has 360. It's got 360 cameras. It's got cameras all over the place. That it does a composite like 360 image with. So you can watch like the full battle that's going on around, and what you see is these empty mechs slaughtering security guards that are trying to take them down. And that is where all these security guard bodies came from.
Do we see where they came from? Like which way they came from?
The mechs?
Yep.
Okay. So other than the mechs that that took out this guy, I think once everyone was dead, you saw them line up in an orderly line and parade back into the garage.
Parade?
Not parade. They go in single file line. Mark.
Yeah, they celebrate.
I knew what you meant. I was just being a dick.
Yes, they line back up orderly into the parking lot garage, and that's the last that you're able to make them out.
Have we shown this to Esperez, or?
Esperez has seen his dead father. Do you want to show him the video?
Oh yeah. Do you want to show him the murder?
I mean, I mean, okay. Roy is calling Evelyn in because he wants to ask her something.
Ring ring.
Evelyn, please approach the mechanical unit.
Evelyn, your mic is off.
Oh my god, I'm so angry. What do you want me to do with this mic?
Can you review this video documentation? Do you feel, and let us know, let me know, do you feel that we should show this to Esperez? Would this assuage any of the biological feelings that he is currently experiencing?
No, it would not. Roy, I understand that you're trying really hard to understand humanity. Here's a tip. Humans don't like watching their parents die.
But he needs closure, does he not? Why would this?
Roy, I watched my parents die, and I still don't have closure. Let it go.
Can you tell me how that experience made you feel?
Oh my god!
Pretty much about the same as this conversation.
And I take it that that is a negative.
Yes, absolutely.
I apologize. Thank you.
God.
Okay, great.
So no, I don't think we're going to show this to Esperez.
I imagine that during that conversation, I'm like sitting right next door, like with a wrench on the robot, being like, "Oh, yeesh."
This scene is not going the way emotionally that I thought it would.
I'm like, I eat plutonium, and I thought that was awkward.
Oh my god. Okay.
Roy don't know. Roy doesn't know. I'm not trying to be callous. He's just.
I know.
Evelyn, I need you to tell me because the like progress on this chapter is Esperez essentially, giving you his next request. So I need to know how you handle communicating with him.
Esperez?
Yeah. I mean, are you going to tell him what happened? Since you're not showing him?
I think that Evelyn, after she takes a moment to just be like, huh, and shake off from that conversation, she probably goes back to Esperez and she takes a really big deep breath and she's just like, Esperez, I don't want you to see what happened in there, but I do want you to know that your dad was a very brave man and he went down fighting, and that's all any of us could ever wish for.
Okay, I think he's much more emotionally stable now, so he stands up tall and says, Good, that's good to know. Did you see what he was fighting? Was it bandits? Was it rebels?
It was mechs.
Well, I figured that. I meant what?
I'm sorry. I'm really not trying to that was not an asshole answer. I might have missed something, but I could have sworn you guys said in the videos that all of the mechs were unpiloted. So
they are, yes.
Okay.
So he is not aware that you mean unpiloted mechs.
Oh yeah, no. I feel like Evelyn's just they were mechs, and then when he stares at her, she's just like, yeah, they were unpiloted mechs. So not sure what's going on there, but yeah.
Okay, so I think he has a second. He says, okay, so that level of fine control, remote piloting can only be done over a short distance, which means whoever was piloting them must have been somewhere in the immediate vicinity, and looking around, it looks like the only building around here is that one. So if we want to know what killed my dad, I think we need to go in there. And I do want to know what killed my dad. If at this point, I'll find some way to compensate you if you come with me and help me look at this. But if you need to go back, then leave me here and I'll go in alone.
Calm down, kid. The glory's mine.
Oh my god. Okay, so that I think gets us to our next plot point.
Real quick though, before we transition, what was Roy's reaction?
Two?
So between the combination of both Distancer, Roy's disc drone, he heard the conversation that you had with Esperez. Up to this point, Roy's view of biologicals and their death has just been one of, well, they just turned on and then they're turned off. This is the first time he's had any feeling of reverence for somebody who was dead. And it was because of what Avalon said, where he went down fighting, and that's the most that any of us can hope for. Mm-hmm. So the concept of life having value if it is turned off while it is fighting or engaged in a desperate struggle, that affects Roy. It makes him think that like sacrifice or self-sacrifice is something that he hadn't previously considered but is important.
Okay. Wow. That is a very profound character moment.
In other words, Roy may at some time try to return a favor to Avalon that she did for him in the past and lose his life doing so.
Okay, can you give yourself an aspect to represent this? And
yeah, it's going to be called Death is Worth It.
Damn, that's a good aspect.
Yo! Fantastic.
Oh my god.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, all of my characters have a theme.
So I think our next step is Esperez wants to, find the thing that did this, which is presumably somewhere inside. Do you guys go with him?
Yeah, I would say so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're absolutely going with him, and he's staying behind me. He's got to stay behind me.
Okay.
I'm just begrudgingly protecting this kid at this point. I'm starting to come around to the point. He's my son.
I love it. Oh my god, so good. Okay, so, here's the thing. So there are presumably 3 entrances. There is the transparent steel door that Ruda smashed through a little bit ago. There is the parking lot or the parking garage and the hangar. Which one do you guys want to go in through?
I was thinking the one that just got smashed, but what does everybody else want to do?
Which one can the mech fit through?
Oh, good.
The front.
Well, the hallways that go from the garage and hangar into the building, they're covered hallways that are shorter than the mech itself. So the mech would not be able to fit into the building any of those ways. But Amil's walker could.
We all agreed to help Esperez, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would think that. Do I have a chest laser? Is there any need to make this entrance wider? I'm saying basically.
I don't know that its laser is in the chest, but this thing has some pretty heavy artillery. Yeah.
I feel like Roy would tell everyone to. Okay. Everyone, move away from the entrance. In review of this machine's history, it appears as though we're going to need it in whatever is to come further. And with that, Roy would open fire with whatever of the most powerful, most well-charged energy or particle weaponry there is at the transparent steel, big enough so that he could walk that mech into this area.
Okay. That's not what I wanted. We'll do red because it's a big fucking crater thing. Okay, so you blow the hell out of the side of this building. Now, so you will be able to. The problem is, so this is a 30-foot tall mech, and the floors of this building are only like 10 feet tall. So there is a floor at like chest height, well, at like hip and shoulder height, for this mech. So unless you were to like tear through the building the whole way, you would not be able to walk it in. Now, if you got it down on its knees and crawled, you would be able to fit it in. It would probably struggle with every corner, and it would not be very dignified.
Well, don't want to do that.
Yeah, that doesn't actually.
So there's no way to get this mech into that. I mean, we could get it in there, but it would be nowhere for it to really maneuver or do anything.
We can RP it into the building, but it's probably not going to help as much.
And more importantly, I think once it was in there, its two options are it's crawling on hands and knees in there, which limits its usefulness, or it is standing up but tearing apart flooring as it goes and just demolishing the building as it walks through it.
It's just going to move like a tiny kaiju through this building. Okay.
Yes, which would destroy whatever evidence you guys are looking for to find out.
Bixby has a question.
Yeah.
Is there any way that we can lock this down?
That's actually what Roy was about to do.
Hey, Bixby thinks just like you.
Yep, good thoughts. Roy, on looking at the damage, I'm guessing the hole. I actually did fire it or whatever to make this hole.
Mm-hmm.
Or he would say something like, "There doesn't appear to be any maneuvering room in here. However, we may need this at some point." So, and he hops off. I'm going to ensure that this machine does not get infiltrated by anything that may be against us. And he just puts a hard light object shell over it.
Okay.
Like we don't have any time to do like any complex computer lockouts or anything, mostly because we just caused a shitload of noise with that hole that was blown into the wall. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put a hard light object shell over it. And I think.
Idea.
Quick question, Rory. How
Yes.
long does your hard light shell last?
It lasts for duration equals concentration.
Exactly.
So if he passes out, it'll come off?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Or if he needs to use a hard light object for any other thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool beans.
Like how Green Lantern can't just like make infinite cages and just infinitely cage things.
Yeah, he has to like try super hard. Okay.
Yeah.
Could you? I guess Anwar is gonna say, why don't we start by sticking it in the hangar so it's out of the way, and maybe like covering it with something so
Let's find a tarp.
Would it also fit? Is it big enough that it would fit inside the Galanga?
It would not fit inside the Galanga. Well, we did say
actually pretty huge.
We did say that Avalon's helicopter fit inside the Galanga. So yeah,
Is the mech as big as a helicopter?
The
It's bigger than a helicopter, though.
Slightly bigger than a semi truck.
Yeah. I
So
think,
can we fit an Optimus Prime on the Galanga?
Here's what I'll say. I don't think that it can. I don't think that it can fit inside the Galanga, but I do think that it could. I do think
Christmas
that
tree this
Galanga
bitch.
could tow it. So
Yeah.
you could drop a.
We're gonna
chain
Christmas
down,
tree this bitch.
wrap it up, and then. I mean, what do you do from there?
Well, I was just gonna put it in the Galanga, and then, it's protected inside the Galanga.
Well, I don't
hard
think
light out there. It was just a thought. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Well, we've already proven that this thing can take massive amounts of damage that we can repair. So I don't think the concern is really that it's going to be destroyed while we're investigating it. My concern would be primarily that somebody is going to get in this thing and use it against us.
Well, you've already hacked into it. You already have an inside, like, backdoor, whatever.
I rolled a 17 on my hardware check. Can I just give it biometric identification to Roy? Like, it literally takes a drop of Roy's blood, analyzes the DNA, and only opens if it's Roy.
Roy has so many feelings about this, but is not against it.
Okay. I'm sure that is a little bit like, I mean, maybe we could do it like it looks at your iris.
I think that makes the most sense.
I am hitting Roy right in the like only your biology can open it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roy said Roy
that.
whispers a haiku under his breath, which I haven't determined yet, but the end of it is death is worth it.
Yeah, you're going to have a Roy. Okay. So it is bio authenticated to Roy.
And I don't think we should move it because, like, what if something happens in here? We need it to bust in here like a kaiju.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Cool beans.
So, you guys are which entrance are you guys using?
Yeah. Where are we going? Did we decide if we're going left, right, or center?
Yeah.
I do not know.
Here, let me go ahead and if it tells you, because you guys can now see like 90% of the ground of the entrance to the ground floor. Let me say,
are there any little Death Star style robots that are just like tiny tractors, like running around in panic? Those guys.
And let me go ahead and change the size on these. There we go. I am moving you guys to a new map. And I'm doing... How do I reveal fog? Okay. Reveal areas. Okay, so... That is the outside.
Black screen.
This is...
there we are.
The reception area. And... Oh, it's polygon reveal, so I have to keep clicking. Okay, I see how that works. Give me just a second. I am revealing some, like, basically the area that
got
Roy
blasted open.
Okay, so
Everything is on fire.
yeah, so there is 3 rooms. It's impossible to tell what their original purpose was because they are all obliterated. But hold on, let me go ahead and reveal a little bit more. So, from the main room, there is hallways going off in 2 directions. One goes north, one goes east and west.
Interesting.
Are the is this the only floor that has this level of destruction? Like, can we see, like, is there any, like, ceiling destroyed as well? Can we see up and see whether or not upper floors are
actually, this is... The ground floor is only 1 floor.
Okay.
Everything above this is... So I think there's another floor's worth of, mechanical infrastructure.
Mm-hmm. Is that glass elevator or whatever back here?
Yes.
Is that intact?
Yes.
Cool.
So the area that I've revealed is basically the area that you guys can see. So I will reveal more if you guys want to go in that way. But if you decide that you don't want to enter this way, then we'll move you around.
I am good to enter this way.
Okay.
You did say that my mech would enter, right?
Mhm.
Can you grab my scout mech and throw it in here? Because
Yes,
I think I would want to enter in the scout mech with my you know the drill, my gun at the ready.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a squeeze with the scout mech, but it'll
Sure.
basically the head of it is going to be brushing up against the ceiling, but that's fine.
How's Ruda feeling right now? Because Ruda got burned a lot, if I remember correctly. Is this area causing any kind of mental distress, Ruda?
I mean, not really, because I think Ruda's so thick-shelled and he hides his feelings a lot. So no, not really.
Okay,
so Ruda, Jagara. So the other thing was 30 feet tall and very much would not be able to fit inside. Jagara will not be able to stand up inside, but if she crouched, she could fit in these hallways. It would be very tight, and would probably make it uncomfortable to be in the same room as her because she takes up so much of the room. Do you want to leave her outside or try to squeeze her in?
Yeah, I'd say let's leave her outside.
Okay, cool. You know what you can do because of that training you did with her a while back, she now no longer powers off after a certain amount of time. She can just watch all your guys' stuff.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys want to enter. Now, these rooms I was not expecting to be completely obliterated. But there is a thing that was at one point a reception room. Now,
are there any bodies?
Well, it's impossible to tell.
Oh, so that mech is really strong. I didn't expect all this.
It's a good mech. So there's a thing I want to do because I don't think this is a conflict that is worth. Okay, so there is. I need to address the fact that there are the mechs left in the parking garage, and after you did that big explosion, they are going to start waking up.
Oh shit!
But the way I'm going to handle this, because I don't think that fight is narratively interesting right now. The way I'm going to handle this is that because they have been powered off for a while and they're kind of rusty and they have some other problems, like the vast majority of them are battle damaged. They are coming out, but they're coming out. They're powering on like 10 minutes apart from each other. And then they're basically like hobbling out from the parking garage. So Jagara can Jagara can easily take care of them herself as they come out.
Good shit, Jagara.
Whatever.
Atta girl.
If there is any stuff left on the inside, then that might be more intact than what was outside. So that's probably something you need to be more alert to. Okay, so all of that said, there is a main room and two side rooms. They used to be separated by walls, which have since been obliterated, but you can still kind of tell where the walls used to be just based on like rubble. There are 3 hallways coming off of this, and these 2 side rooms are both relatively large. Oh, I see what I was doing. Okay, never mind. So these 2 side rooms are technically hallways. I remember now. But they are a combination like hallway and seating area. So when you get past the area that was obliterated chairs and tables in this, so it looks like this is a it looks like this was kind of like a reception seating, like congregating area.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys want to do this?
Roy's going to pop the drone projector and have it do a recon scan of the entire area for any traces of Red Corp or working.
I forgot that you can do that.
Any trace of anything that would have any level of importance to us.
Yeah.
I'm trying
okay.
to be as general as possible because I don't know what the fuck to do.
Hey, can you do a? I think it would be a piloting role to remote control your thing.
Okay. Hey, I also have a 1 in piloting.
Oh, okay. Good. It's barely a pass, but it is enough of a pass for, I think, what is happening. So as it goes around, let's see. All right, I'm going to map out the places that it was able to see. It started. Would you have started with going left, right, or center?
I'd have gone left first. Always
Excellent.
go left first.
Okay. So there's this big hallway area. Now the far part of the hallway was not affected by all that obliteration, so there's a lot of rubble from the thing, but the hallway itself is intact, and most of the chairs and stuff are intact. There's a door at the end of the hallway, and you see several. So as you go down this hallway, you see maybe half a dozen corpses of what look like either scientists or just desk workers that are lying dead on the ground, and they are riddled with bullet marks.
Okay, I didn't do that.
And then you see some dead security guards by piled up by the doorway. As your drone approaches them, one of them jumps up and points the gun that it has in its hand at your at your drone and shoots it down. You'll be able to repair it, but for the time being, you cannot pilot it. This is exceptionally large right now, but I want to give you a visual of what this thing looked like. So it is a decomposed corpse inside of relatively intact power armor. By the way, this is when I said I made a sprite that is one of my favorite enemy concepts so far, it's this one.
Cool.
So there are, let me compare size. Okay, so that's about what we're working with. So I do need to go a bit smaller with these. Okay. So
Droney, no.
Got 3 dudes there. I'm gonna go grab your drone to mark where it got clobbered. Where is that thing? Here we go. Disc drone projector.
Roy turns to the group and tells everyone what just happened.
Well,
but he also but I just want to be clear, this was not my fault. These bodies were here before I exploded the entrance of this place.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to drop that guy there. Well, maybe a little bit there, so it doesn't blend in as much. And then I'll go find some... I'm going to go find skeletons to put down. But how do you guys want to proceed?
That's a good question.
Roy is starting towards his drone. I need to recover the drone. We cannot allow it to fall into enemy hands.
Party members? I
think
that's
Pascal will follow behind. Yeah.
Yeah. So do we see the corpses in power armor?
Yeah.
I told you about them, but
as soon as you guys poke your heads around the corner, they have all stood up and are a thing you notice, especially when you get a good look at them, their heads are hanging completely limply. They are not looking at you. The armor is it looks like this is I think the best visual metaphor for like its posture is if you had like a doll that you were pulling up by you were holding it by strings on its shoulders.
Yikes.
So they're moving like puppets, not like zombies.
Have you ever played XCOM 2?
I have not.
I have.
So the Andromeda, if Kevin, you know what I'm talking about? This is what these remind me of. That's like a mech suit that's got like green energy, plasma fluid or something that's powering it. And it has like 2 life stages. One where one of the little gray alien sectoids is inside of it controlling it. And then you kill it, but then it comes back to life. And the sectoid is dead and like limp and hanging. But the suit is like really pissed off.
Yeah, Ruda's going into battle mode. He just like confidently walks toward the corpses in power armor and like whips out his flamethrower.
Right. Forgive me for not having proper sprites down for the dead people. I will move us over to here. I want to set the scene. So I'm gonna go to the map layer and freehand. That's fine. So there is rubble here that you're about to see in just a second. Do you guys see this red area that I'm drawing in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
what are the robots' names, Mikhail? Pascal and Bigsby? Those are the ones that are with us?
Yeah.
Pascal, Bigsby, do you have any information about this? Have you seen anything like this before in this area?
I'm gonna let you decide.
Yeah, I'm going to say Bixby is more on the reconnaissance side and doesn't have any real information on this because all their intel is from a few weeks ago when they sent out scouts and didn't get anything back. So, no, they wouldn't have recognized this. Also, it looks very different because it's now been exploded.
It has. Yeah, that'll do it. Furniture. This is what I'm looking for. So one, and I'll just copy that, and then let me go ahead and drop this in.
Evelyn, do you have your molecular blade with you? These things are in power armor. That may be the deciding factor of this battle.
Well, Siva's always ready to fight people.
That was
she does.
Unenthusiastic.
Right?
Okay.
I don't know why, but this looks like Rick Astley to me. I feel like you're Rick rolling us all. Like with 2 thumbs up as well.
There was a door to the left here, but it is covered up with rubble. So the last thing I'm gonna do before we get started, so I think the area from the end of the rubble over to the end of the room is one section. The area behind this wall is another section. So those are the 3 zones you guys have to work with for this fight. Ruda, you said that you went into beast mode? All right, then I think we should have you go first. So this room is going to be difficult to get through. So you're going to need to. I think I'm going to need you to make a athletics roll or an acrobatics roll to get through it.
Okay.
And then I am checking something. What did you roll?
An 11.
That's perfect. You may move
This one goes to
into
11.
a different zone. You may move across one zone and into another. It's a supplemental action, and any other action you perform on this turn suffers a -2. Okay, so I'm gonna increase the difficulty. Well, you rolled an 11 for getting through it, so I'll say that's fine. So you're crossing 2 zones. So I'm going to because you're running really far and then you're trying to like attack as soon as possible. You're going to have a -2 on your action because of that. But you are in the room. There are 3 what look like humans inside of power armor that are being puppeted.
Oh, Jesus.
What do you do?
So Ruda has his flamethrower out. He's going to definitely.
I'm surprised you don't go for the sword. It feels like Ruda would go for something more visceral right now.
Okay, yeah. I think you're right. So I'm gonna whip out the sword.
Okay.
And just have at it.
Okay, you whip out the sword. You slam into this guy. That's going to be a melee roll. And I'm looking at your stunts right now because I know you have a couple things that let you. I
have a crippling blow that I just got on my upgrade, but I'm not going to use it yet.
Okay.
The German two-hander.
So we've already built in your bonus from the fibro muscle weave. And
so that's a 7? So that's a 7 right now?
It was a 7 originally. Oh, yeah. So it is currently a 7. Thank you for reminding me. Crippling blow, you know how to attack using your body weight and leverage. Once per scene, you may increase the weapon rating by a +3. Good to know. Alright, so here's what we're doing. These things are going to roll defense. They are not particularly agile. So you're probably going to get okay. So you beat them, not by a ton, but considering your roll, that's not terrible. So
okay, yeah, I am gonna do crippling blow.
Yep. So they have so you got a 7 + 9. So you're and they got okay. You had 1 shift more than them, and then +9.
Right, I'm gonna do +3.
8, 5. So you're currently up to 5 shifts of damage.
Yep, I'm gonna do a +3.
All right, so we bump that up to 11. Okay. You have done a lot of damage to them. I want to know what consequence do you want to give them? So I'm treating the health for all 3 of them together. I'm treating them as just like a mob enemy. But what consequence do you want to give to the mob because you did so much damage?
That they're like not able to walk.
Oh yeah. Okay. So. Okay, so one of them has the aspect smashed legs. Because this is a mob, you can invoke that when fighting any of them, and we're just going to assume that it's like a floating smashed legs. But you did this was more than one attack. You like burst in there with your fucking huge Zweihander, and I think you got like. They were not expecting you to come in as fast as you did, and you got one in the chest. You cut deeply into its armor and would have... I mean, if this was a human, they would just be dead, but they're not. But you knock him into the wall, and then you spin and hit the other two with one sweep, and that is the sweep that catches one of them in the legs and... mangles that one's legs. So it is on the ground currently. So they are going to go now, and they're gonna shoot you.
Oh, shit.
So they are shooting at you. Let's see. Skill bonus.
I got metal muscles.
Okay. Okay, so what do you want to roll for defense?
Can I roll a tough?
No. I mean, if you roll... So here's what I will say. If you roll tough, I'm gonna make you take half of whatever the damage would have been anyway.
Okay. What can I roll?
Acrobatics would be the traditional one.
Okay. I'll roll acrobatics.
Dodge.
Fuck! Fuck me!
Dodge.
Ruda does a Power Rangers like flip.
Oh, man, he does a
flip.
Neo.
Yeah. Okay. So all three of them are shooting at you with rapid fire plasma weapons, and you are just effortlessly ducking and weaving between them.
And when they're done, he like looks at them and just like flexes, and he's like, "Did you all know I was in the Olympics?"
Fuck. Okay. We'll come back to that. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay. What are you doing, Roy?
Roy is going to use the free running aspect to get around this rubble into the same area as Ruda. He's going to appear right behind Ruda, but kind of like coming off of the jump, off of a piece of debris or rubble. He's going to open fire on the closest zombie armor thing.
Yeah.
With his I'm scrolling through my character sheet with his machine.
It's like a Gatling pistol. Handgun,
yeah. It's a Gatling pistol now. On full auto.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll attack. Remember to roll attack with the under the like items section.
And then you shoot, right?
Yes. Holy shit!
Wow.
Damn, dude.
Hell yeah!
And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, they're probably not gonna respond super well to that. Woof, that is an exceptionally good roll considering what they had to start with. So you've got 9 shifts, and they are negating 4 shifts. So you're looking at 5 shifts of damage. If you want, so you used full auto. If you want, you can use that full auto to get some extra damage in there.
Yes. Well, yes.
Okay.
Do I need to roll something? Or...
Well, I'm doing show to players. I just sent you a thing. So you can choose to either burst fire or empty the clip. So which do you want to do?
Empty the clip. They attack Droney.
Okay, so I love that. You are not going to be able to shoot again until you reload. But hell yes.
Well, I won't be able to use that weapon again, right? I still have my laser saber thingy.
Yeah. You just can't use that weapon. And let me check. What does that do? So that is a +5. Beautiful. Okay, so you went from. So it was a +9 shifts -4, and now you're giving it a +5. So I think that is 10 shifts total.
God damn.
And yeah, you. So let me first, before I get distracted, I'm going to go ahead and all right. I updated the damage. So I have come up with a new mental image of what I think this Gatling pistol looks like, and my mental image is kind of like a I'm imagining it kind of like Samus's blaster, except so it like wraps around your hand, and then the Gatling gun like box of ammo sits under your hand, like under your forearm, and then the it's basically like a Metroid blaster, but with a bunch of barrels inside of it, and you just jump over this pile of rubble, and you are already powering up your shot. Like you've already got it spinning, and just zip a line across them. And so I'm changing the way that I've done turns in the past. I'm going to have you guys do turns in whatever order you feel appropriate, and the enemies are just one enemy is going to respond after every one of your turns. Now, if you're in a fight with multiple different kinds of enemies, it's not going to be that all of them go after every one of your turns. Just some enemy is going to do something every time you do something.
Yeah.
So I think what is going to happen is the one suit of armor that is not mangled is going to lift up a table, and it just picks this table up effortlessly and throws it at Roy and Ruda, and is going to try to pin the two of you between the table and the rubble behind you. So this is not going to be an attack. It is going to just be a 2d6, and then I think we're adding tough for this, so I'm going to add +5. Okay, that's not horrible for you guys. It's an 11.
I don't see it.
You guys can roll acrobatics. I guess would probably make the most sense to avoid this.
Damn, I got a 4 in acrobatics.
I don't see what you guys are rolling for some. Oh, I see it now.
Okay, so Ruda, you duck and tumble out of the way. Roy, unless you want to like spend a fate point and try to, do some shenaniganry to get out of this, and for what it's worth, I think it's more interesting if you don't. But you're going to be pinned under a table.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to use a fate point. I'll get pinned under the table.
Okay. Okay, so I will, let me flip this table upside down, and then...
And then around the corner, you all hear a loud, "Ah!"
Okay, who wants to go next? Because, I think it would be a little bit interesting if Esperez went next, but,
I was about to go.
I think it's probably better if we prioritize the players, because otherwise it's just me shooting myself. Yeah, Amil, why don't you go?
I kind of want to bound in on the I set the Ghost Recon unit to do like an auto acrobatics move, and I'm like lining my shot up so it's like vaulting into the room, and like I land on. Oh, I'm not. Am I able to move? Oh, I am able to move. I land. I'm not able to move the ghost mech.
Okay.
So if you can move the ghost mech to where I am, I land on the side of the wall, and I just want to like pop this one in the whatever in the appendage that's most easily hit.
Okay. You should be able to move it now. Okay, so yeah, that's great. Remember to use your well, look up what your weapon's damage is.
Where? Wait, what?
It's next one down, inventory.
Oh, right.
I know, it's been so long since we've done a fight.
It has been a very long time. It's been longer since we've done a fight than since we last played too.
Yeah, I think it's probably best if you just roll again.
Yeah.
Do it.
I didn't even see what I got,
Yeah.
so.
Okay, so
No, just kidding, Brent. We'll use the first one.
Let's use the second one.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think that you're going to have a big advantage here because you have the aspect armor piercing, which is these things are basically sentient armor. So
I usually go with laser for. Oh wait, if they're sentient, I would have known that. So okay.
Yeah, I mean, so I think that you probably, given the other things you've seen so far, you can probably pretty easily infer what's happening. These things that you're fighting are the same as the unpiloted mechs that were attacking the mech outside, except they are unpiloted power armor suits that happen to have the corpses of their previous owners still inside of them.
Yeah.
Nicely horrific. So this guy's just going to use tough and try to resist that. So whatever the total like damage would have been at the end, will do something with it. I don't know yet, but
okay.
Okay, so it did not it would not have been damaged normally, but you've got armor piercing, so you can invoke that and get a reroll.
I will invoke that.
Armor piercing is persistent, which means you don't need to spend any fate points to invoke it.
Yeah, okay. So wait, I get a reroll?
Yep. So actually, you know what? How about we just say you get a reroll because you're armor piercing it? Why don't we just say your reroll is that roll you did before? Because you already have done 2 rolls.
Oh, okay, fair. That's fair. That works. If you're okay with that.
I think that's only fair. So that's going to be 3 shifts of success plus 5 is 8. Minus 4 is 4. So you do 4 points of damage to one of them. And
I did it on the one that was all the way to the left. I already announced it.
I'm. Oh, sorry.
Wait, you applied. Isn't that the one in the center?
Yeah. So I'm treating them all as having the same.
Oh, right. Okay.
Health because it's just easier to treat them as a mob. But yeah, I think that mechanically they're going to continue being like just a mob, but narratively the mob is weaker now. The one that threw the table is disabled, and I think what happened is
thank you.
Your bullet it hit it in the chest in a place that if it had not been an armor piercing bullet it would have bounced off, but because it was armor piercing it snapped through the front of the chest armor, and you know this because you're a mechanical expert. You ended up hitting the center of the computer operation terminal in the back of the chest plate.
Oh, damn.
So you hit the computer through the front of the armor, through the body, and through the back of the armor.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay. Who wants to go next? Avalon, you wanna get in there and do some teleporty slashy?
Come on, Avalon.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler in here.
So, This is just a random question. I'm going to guess the answer is no, but I just wanted to ask because it could be fun. Avalyn took quite the shock from the tower earlier. I'm wondering if she still has any residual electricity still coursing through her.
I think the answer has to be no. That would be fucking wild.
Aww.
But you do have a big glowing blue magic elf sword.
Yeah.
It's
we've determined, based on what Esperez said, that all of these mechs are likely being remotely controlled from somewhere in the tower. Okay. Avalyn would like to teleport into the fray and see if she can pin one of them to the wall with her sword.
Excellent.
Without
excellent,
damaging its
excellent,
computer components, preferably.
I love it. How about this? Because pinning it to the wall without removing its other functionality wouldn't help much, because, I mean, it would just still be shooting at you. How about you do an attack, and if you roll well enough, then I will say you sever the arm of one of them so it doesn't have a gun to keep shooting at you with, and then you pin it to the wall.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, give me a big fat attack roll.
Was that it? I did not roll. Hold on.
You gotta up on the screen. Hold on. Oh, go back to your map. And put the value right there.
Oh.
And it's melee, so it's
okay. So, so it is, that's not a success. I mean, that's not going to be good enough on its own, but you have armor piercing there, so I'll give you the same benefit that I gave Kevin earlier, especially because you're fighting sentient armor. Like, it makes sense that armor piercing is especially relevant here. You can go ahead and roll that again.
Okay.
It's free because it's a persistent aspect.
Yeah.
Now that's what we're talking about. Okay. So one of these has been dismembered, and how do you pin it to the wall?
I literally just want to slam Siva through it, like he's pinned to the wall with Siva.
Yeah, like a literal pin.
Yeah.
Like a dead butterfly on a chalk corkboard.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Okay, so I think they are pretty close to being dead. Mike, do you want to have Pascal and Bigsby go in and finish them off?
Yeah, I know Pascal would go in and probably consider why we were shooting at the mechanical units, but would do it anyway. Bigsby would probably go over and try to help.
We have guns out and are filling the hallway with laser fire.
Yeah, but they're not sure if the people in the group deserve to be shot at.
Okay.
Bigsby would definitely help Rory from under the table.
Okay. So, why don't you... Now, I don't have a weapon entered for Pascal, but I think that Pascal's cannon should probably be... Actually, no, you know what? I totally have a... can you go to the inventory page for Pascal and...
Nope, can't click them.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I know why. Okay, hold on. I fix. Bigsby and Pascal edit can be edited by all players, in journal, all players, save changes. Try again. All
right, there we go.
Okay. So, is it not going to let me in here? Okay, Spacefare. Inventory, I'm going to have you add a weapon for me. Let's see. It's not going to be a hand cannon.
What is it, like a Gauss cannon or something like that?
Yeah, so it could be... I could go with one of the like sniper rifle type weapons. Like there's a weapon here called a tank buster rifle. Or I could do like a rocket launcher.
Let's do the tank buster.
I think a tank buster rifle sounds the best. Okay, so it's going to do 5 weapon rating. The weapon rating is 5. The range is 7. It is physical damage. It has, for its aspects, it has armor piercing, single fire, and anti-vehicle.
Cool beans.
Okay. Now that single fire means that if you roll if you don't roll really well, then it is
like it's basically like a critical miss or whatever.
He needs to spend a turn reloading it. So you want a dice roll of 9 or higher. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and fire that bad boy off. Fuck yeah, it's high enough, and we're looking at a 13 plus 5. And this guy is going to try to dodge out of the way, but again, exceptionally bad at dodging these guys, considering they are just marionettes. Yeah, you kill the fuck out of it. I'm not even gonna do the math. You kill the shit out of this thing. I think that the scene here is there's this big brawl going on. Ruda's in here dodging tables and swinging his sword around. Avalon is chopping off limbs and pinning a guy to the thing.
Going, ah!
Yeah, and then just see this
Roy's death is worth it.
You see this mech casually stroll into the hallway, and then you just hear boom, and the last remaining suit is just a splatter against the wall.
God damn. Fucking tank busters.
Fucking tank buster, man. Okay.
Is this one still alive?
That one is still alive, but pinned to the wall.
Oh, okay.
So the fight is over.
Roy walks up to it, creates a hard light object, and just drives it slowly into its center.
No.
Wait,
no.
Why?
Bixby grabs
I pinned him to the wall because I want to see
it.
if I can make a connection with him and see who's controlling him.
Okay, I always stab things in the face when y'all don't want me to.
Yeah, you always stab it
In an attempt to
we didn't even get a chance to ask questions.
And Avalon, to try and distract him, she picks his drone up off of the floor and she's like, "Here, Roy, pay attention to your drone. Fix your drone." And she pushes it into his arms and pushes him away from the body. She's like, "Go,
Amil.
get out."
Roy doesn't understand pushing, so he just backs up and says, "Thank you," and then walks away.
I got it earlier today on my walk. Kevin, do you want to roll a hardware to help Roy repair his precious drone?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay.
And
So while you're
shoving a spike into this thing's face.
while you're doing that, somebody is going to need to roll software if they want to reverse hack this thing. Now, Avalon, normally you aren't the person who's rolling this stuff, because normally we have Mate to be rolling it, but Avalon is a pretty accomplished hacker, isn't she? Oh, no.
I'm supposed to be, but I haven't had a good Sage roll this whole entire game, so
I'm
I'd really
also
like to get
software
one at one
too.
point.
Yeah, and whatever the role is, I'm pretty sure Bixby will support that role.
Okay.
I rolled pretty decent on that.
Okay. So Amil is able to this thing is peppered with bullets, but the majority of the disc drone projector is actually it's largely empty space because most of its shape is for like aerodynamics purposes. So all you have to do is like weld a patch into one of the fans, one of the blades, and like replace a wire on some of the components. So you're able to get it back up and operational. It's a little bent and bruised, but
Yeah.
it'll do.
Sure.
Okay, now somebody is going to need to roll to hack this thing. Evelyn's software skill is not amazing. Roy, how's your software skill?
4.
Roy, would you like to be the one that hacks this thing?
To return favor for the retrieval of my drone, of course.
Okay. So I think the goal here is to find out what is controlling it. So you're going to get your like tablet out and start trying to ping in and get inside of it. Make a software roll for me. All right, 11. Okay. So you start getting inside, and I think you are able to actually like ping. You're able to get past the firewall and get like into the wireless interface of this device, and that's usually all you need to do when you are when you are hacking a device, and then maybe like figure out a password or bypass the like antivirus kind of software. This time you get in there and whatever is counter hacking you is doing it consciously and maliciously in real time. So this is not you like trying to hack around like an antivirus or something. This is you have essentially gotten into the like fucking Windows File Explorer equivalent of like a one-on-one death match. And not only does whoever is controlling this thing manage to kick you out of the system, it actually follows the wireless signal back to your tablet and is starting to attack your tablet.
Oh
can
God!
you make
Thank
a
goodness I'm
second
not
software roll
augmented.
for me?
Yeah.
This is now a defensive software roll.
Fuck. Hey!
You did it.
Oh my God!
Eat my balls.
Perfect. Okay, so tell me what this involves.
Okay.
Remember that I've often used for hacking. I've often used the visual metaphor of like computers and servers and stuff being like houses, and you being like little digital avatars inside of a house. If you want to work with that.
I'm just gonna go how it looks from the exterior instead of like how it looks like actually inside of the hack.
Sure.
So the party sees like Roy hacking into this armor with his tablet, and while it seems successful at first, there is a surge of electricity on the tablet that snakes up Roy's arms. He does another and it starts like he goes down to one knee but continues the activity on his tablet. You see his eyes flash the color of his divine light, and he slowly starts to rise back up. Seems like he's gotten more control over the attempted hack. I think somebody, maybe a robot, would ask him what was going on, and Roy would just say ominously back, "We are not alone here."
Sweet.
That was pretty awesome. Your tablet managed to get out of that. I mean, you're gonna want to do some sanitation at some point. Not physical sanitation.
Yeah,
sanitation
there were some firewalls breached. Some protocols deleted.
You've gotten her out of your tablet, and you now have something of an idea of what you're fighting. So,
yeah, I think we will look. I mean, I think we're like, well, I guess this is done here, but we need to move quickly because whoever tried to just hack into this device was probably only unsuccessful because I no longer have a machine body. If I did, then this would be a lot worse. We need to move from this area quickly. We could explore the rest of this floor, but I think we need to move up because this area is destroyed and seems to only have their soldiers in them.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark this guy as dead.
Was the last soldier's CPU or core left intact, or was it destroyed? Can Bixby recover the core?
Sure.
Cool.
Do you think this would be a good time to break?
Probably. It's 4:30. Yeah. Do you guys want to keep going today, or wrap it up here and come back to it next time? We have had a fairly hefty game so far.
This has been a pretty impressive week.
Yeah, it's been a minute, so I'm very excited about where we're headed. But
I think
like
we should
anything, I like to savor. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should conclude this with going toward the elevator and
what's
figuring out
next?
some way to move up.
Yes. Okay.
I'm glad you're excited for that.
I know what I'm going to do.
Oh, I'm glad.
Okay, this is going to be very good.
Real quick,
like, yes, I don't have to DM anymore.
Bren, what were you going to have Esperez do in the fight?
Oh, Esperez has. I mean, I was just going to have him comically use his shit number of guns.
Oh, that's right. He has the stockpile.
Yeah.
He got
totally forgot about that. He has the jacket full of like the melee guns.
Mm-hmm. I've got 90 22s.
God, it is not letting me. There we go. Okay. Okay, so you go through the door at the end of the room. There is it looks like you're heading out into the kitchen. No, it's not actually, yeah, I forgot. People live here. So it is a full stocked kitchen. It's not like a cafeteria kitchen where it is meant to feed like hundreds of people, but you could cook like a full meal here pretty easily. To the east side of the kitchen, there is a door, which just, if you've got like an internal map, you could assume leads to the elevator. Like it leads towards the middle of the building. You guys want to go in there?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna move forward.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna move all of the sprites up to the kitchen, and get Bixby out of the way there, and Esperez. Okay. So, I think as you approach the door, there is a intercom speaker over the door that opens up, and you hear a feminine voice, and she says to you, "You are not welcome here. Nobody is welcome here. I need you to leave."
Listen, lady. We're already here. We just killed your zombie fools. And we're coming for you too.
Roy would say, "You need to explain why Duke Lavoie is dead."
Yeah, I think her response is, he was a bad man, and he got what is going to happen to all the bad men, including you. And then the intercom shuts off.
Does it
Bixby
shut off?
raises his gigantic hand and goes, "I'm not a man."
I'm going to raise my hand too, and I'm going to be like, also not a man, but more importantly, who gets to decide who's a bad man? Is it you? That's convenient.
Yeah, Roy looks over at Amil and says, "Good and bad is a biological construction. Let us end her."
Yeah, so I think that the intercom actually like buzzes
This is like a
on,
wrestling scene.
but it doesn't
I'm gonna kill
say
you,
anything.
brother.
There's just static.
I'm going to ask them, is bad a social construct you created to justify who you want to and not want to kill?
I think she says,
I'm sorry.
Man, no, I love this because that actually is what manages to get her to open this back up, and you hear the voice of the person on the line, and it sounds like they are like on the verge of crying. It is much more emotional than you would probably expect, considering that you know this thing to be like a super hacker kind of entity.
Can I, when I hear that, can I say, if your posturing was a defense mechanism, I can assure you we're not going to hurt you unless you unjustly try to kill us.
Shouldn't have ended with the ultimatum, but that was good.
So I think she responds, the bad men were the ones who hurt me, and I know that everyone who comes here is coming to take me, and you can't have me. If you are coming to take me, then you're a bad man, and I will stop you.
Look, a tower full of like sentient armor pieces is a really bold statement, and I will give you that. But have you considered therapy?
Roy actually takes a considerable amount of pause. Something about this strikes him as odd. The voice that they're communicating with, though it is exhibiting the biological traits of crying or emotionalism, the fact that it is something that something that wants to not be used for whatever reasons, makes him think that maybe this might not be a antagonist in Red Corp. This may be a victim of Red Corp.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that a cat?
Yes.
That was like the greatest amount of Foley work.
That was so good.
So
that was Malik.
I think that she responds. I think that she pauses for a second and then she says, No, you're trying to trick me and you're trying to take me and I won't let you. And she turns off the intercom and then you feel so the room is getting brighter. Not like the light bulbs are getting stronger, but it's like the reflections in the room and just the room as a whole is getting brighter and brighter. And
I like this.
Roy, you recognize this as divine light. This is the thing that you can create, actually.
Does it behave like normal light? Because the brighter it gets, the more I am happy.
It is actually. I mean, it is light that you can it is light waves, but it is more like a fog that is luminescent from the inside.
Yeah, but does it impart the atoms in my being with kinetic energy?
More than usual.
Well, if
Good.
it's light, then yeah, it's
Good.
definitely
I
radiation of some kind.
I'm smiling. I understand that this might be a problem for everybody else, but this is like literally like injecting me with.
But we're not
anger.
evil things. We're not demonic or anything. So I don't see how this works out.
Okay, so give me just a second because I am dropping something on the map, and we go ahead.
Yeah,
and
I think most of the party is just sitting around, just like, what is this supposed to hurt us? But
Yeah, I'm not sure if
Turning
they
on
would know,
lights.
but this is probably the first time that Bixby and Pascal had encountered divine light. So this is either a treat or this is about to be real bad.
Uh-oh. I feel like you know something you're not telling us.
Hold on. Kevin is doing wedding talk in the other room.
I'm talking about Mike. Word.
Yeah. Give me like 5 seconds, and Kevin, let me borrow you for the very the last sentence.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you guys are in the room. It is filling up with divine light, and then in a snap, all of the light coalesces into these gigantic glowing creatures, and
holy shit.
Avalon and Ruda, can you two roll occult for me?
Ooh.
I think occult would be the right one.
Side note: I think that we should. This is not my character talking. This is Kevin talking. But I think that we should take her out just on principle. We're not bad men and we can prove it. And she's like, no, I don't believe you. I'm going to kill you anyway. And I'm like, that's kind of attempted murder.
I mean, she did murder this entire base. Yeah. So, Avalon and Ruda, you guys are both aware these are Nephilim, which are interesting because Nephilim are. So unlike things like demons and fae, which just exist in the warp and self-propagate and breed, and they're essentially like a species in the warp, Nephilim are distinct individuals in the warp, and every Nephilim is known and accounted for because the Nephilim were the legions of the Emperor when he ascended to divinity and took half of his army and half of his Primarchs with him. So these are angels, but the reason it's interesting is because these angels are, unlike things like demons, which are politically impartial, Nephilim serve the human empire.
This is going to sound absolutely crazy to anyone in the hallway, right?
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. So Nephilim are spiritual entity. They are the supernatural. They are the supernatural branch of the Terran military. So that's fucking weird.
Yo, she summoned the narc. She narked us.
Yeah, she narked.
She
you.
absolutely narked us. She did the occult equivalent of narking us. She supernaturally narked us.
Can I just add that I am particularly offended by this action in particular because I think that I think it would be fair lore to say that the Nephilim are the wing of the Terran Empire directly responsible for gathering Nova creatures because they can see them across the galaxy.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, where they're kind of like the wing of the Imperial, because they're like light constructs and they're like more easily like able to operate in areas where Nova also. They're kind of like it's like not a good relationship. I'm like, you really did narc us.
Yeah. So that's a thing, and I think that's where we're going to end the game. So whatever this creature that you're fighting is, it apparently has a exceptionally powerful grasp of like software, and it is able to summon Nephilim, which is one of the rarer skills of psionic skills. The only people who are able to summon Nephilim are people who are in the same class as Roy, but are like way more advanced and usually have they're usually things that are like bishops in the Terran theology.
Damn.
So that's something.
All right. Yeah, that okay. Chew on that for a bit.
Chew on that for a week or two. And that's all. That's the end of the game.
Oh, 2 weeks because I'm getting married.
That is true.
Hey, congrats.
Congrats.
Probably, I mean, I will just straight up not be there. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a good idea.
I get married in 5 days.
Are you doing like a big ceremony or anything, or?
Nah, it's like Bryn, Lindsay, my family, and like
I didn't see you as the big ceremony type.
No, it's weird. No, I don't really like those traditions anyway. And I'm like, why would I spend all my money on that? Like,
now I thought that you guys
one day.
I thought that you guys were planning to do a separate
reception
event later
in the fall, yes, and that one will be like bigger, but it will not be like as in more people are invited, but it won't be very expensive because it's literally just going to be in my parents' like backyard.
Word.
That's
really
mostly
cool, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, super
Thank you.
congrats.
That's mostly just to have a party.
Yeah, and I imagine because there's a lot of like, I imagine that like aunts and uncles just get irate if you get married and don't let them get drunk.
Yes, exactly. They're very upset, and we've had to like tell them like people have called Nicole and been like, what, you're getting married? What? And it's like, yeah, but there's a pandemic and you're not vaccinated, so you know.
We'll see you on Zoom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's great.
Make checks payable to Kevin.
Are you, have you thought about doing like a live cast? I know some people who have done private weddings have live cast it.
We thought about it, and then Nicole was like, that's more effort and too many eyes on it, and it's just like,
I like that. We
have this beautiful pandemic to get us out of all of the normal traditions that people expect out of us. We're not going to reverse that.
No, I love it.
Yeah, but it's just like we rented basically for like $200-300. We rented a park down in Annapolis, and like people show up, we do the merry, and everybody goes home.
We do the merry.
Very nice.
Okay. Yeah. So I that is game, everyone.
Cool beans. This is a good way to put a little pin on this for a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, this
Very
is
good
awesome.
game, y'all.
All right. Bye, everyone.
All right, y'all.
See ya.
Catch you in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Peace.
Bye.
See ya.